It's a perfect
Yeah.
time to start projects because there really isn't anything to do too much outside. The weather is so
Right.
iffy. And I mean, we used to go up north and, we'd snowmobile and stuff, but we don't, with kids, we don't really do that anymore. But, whether it's, redoing a bathroom, redoing something, like I said, I haven't done it in a couple of years, but it is something that I always felt was kind of therapeutic because it was not like a task that had to be organized. It was fun.
You were like excited to do it.
A design or creative outlet for me.
Yeah.
And it was a good project, and it didn't have to be expensive. I mean, I always do DIY stuff, but I think the last one was probably my office. So it was just over 2 years ago that I started it. And, we had it painted. I love the peel and stick papers and, just all the different pieces. Got a light fixture and just different things. Hi, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of She's Got It Together. I'm your host, Jessica.
And I'm Samantha. Each week, we peel back the curtain on what it really looks like to have it together.
From the messy moments to the milestones, we're here to share it all.
So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive into today's topic.
All right. Welcome to today's episode. We are going to talk about winter blues. Now, as a mom, I think winter blues are a little bit different. I don't know if they should be called winter blues. I feel like they can happen pretty much at any time. Yeah, I don't know if winter blues, like I said, is the right term, but anyways, we're going to go with it, and we're going to kind of talk about overcoming them and actually figuring out if that's what's going on a little bit. Obviously, we are not medical professionals, but we're just going to talk about our own experiences and see where that takes us. So, Samantha, winter blues. Have you experienced them in this first year of motherhood as a mom? Have you had that?
I feel like winter blues, because I feel like in the winter months, you just feel more tired and stuff like that. Anyway, but as a mom, it can be kind of hard to differentiate because I actually pulled up some winter blue type feelings, and I don't want to make a joke of this, but at the same time, because this does happen to people, but at the same time, as a mom, I feel like you can feel these all the time. Feeling sad is a symptom of the winter blues. And I feel especially as a new mom, or your hormones are still getting back in order, and I'm pregnant again, so feeling sad, I might feel sad and or see I was literally watching, I don't know if anyone's seen, I'm sure you have, but This Summer I Turned Pretty. Love it on Amazon Prime. It's amazing. I watched the 2 seasons after Bo goes to bed. That's my time, and I just cried through the whole thing. You just feel things so deeply being pregnant, or after pregnancy, postpartum, you can feel sad, and that's okay. And I think with these winter months, and it's dark, it's not as sunny, you can just think about things more. You're thinking about what you don't have anymore. I can't go out as much. I'm not seeing my friends. You're feeling sad, but at the same time, you're happy you have this beautiful baby and this great family, and you're just you just feel a little bit more sad. For whatever reason, it could just be oh, it snowed today. I'm sad, I think as a mom, you can feel so many emotions. You just had a really hard day, and you weren't in your mind the best mom, and you feel sad, and for whatever reason that hits different maybe in the winter months because there isn't as much sun, you're not getting out as much. That's one of the other things on this list is just you're can you hear that? You have a loss of energy, and you're feeling more tired. And I'm well, I have no energy, and I'm tired all the time because you are a mom. So right. There's these symptoms that you have, you're feeling sad, you have a low energy level and stuff like that. And then what's another one? Oh,
We have distractions here.
changes in your appetite is another one. Like you might end up eating more. I feel like in the winter months I eat more anyway because it's like Christmas and Thanksgiving and you're inside
Right.
and you want those like hearty comfort meals and you're craving
I would say
craving carbs and sugars.
winter.
I'm craving carbs and sugar right now because I'm pregnant. But it's like, so there's so many things like that that go into the winter blues, but it could also just be like normal like changes in season that happen.
I feel like even summer though, it's like ice cream, you know, like the sweets come out for the different parties. Like, I don't know, like it's like a all the time kind of thing. Like these symptoms
I think
are
these
hard
just might be more heightened in the winter time, or you're more aware because you're maybe not as busy, you're at home more, you're not going out, like you don't have as many activities. Like I feel like summer's jam packed, it's nice weather, it's sunny, like you want to get out, like you're more motivated to do those things. And in the winter you're not as motivated, but these are like things that like can happen all the time. You just might be more aware in the winter, but like slowed thinking, like hard time concentrating or decision making, like hello.
Every day.
I feel like my mind is going a mile a minute as a mom, and I do sometimes have a hard time concentrating or making a decision because, and hello, pregnancy brain is huge, but it's like I've been calling Bo's car seat a high chair for the last month. I'm like, hey, Brett, can you put Bo in the high chair? And we're going out to the car. I'm like, I meant the car seat. And like change in sleep, you're usually sleeping too much. Like as moms, I mean, we're lucky to get sleep, and if you have a chance to sleep in, my God, take it. You know, it's just there's all these things that can lead to like feeling like the blues or like you're not doing enough or, you know, you're being lazy, but at the same time, just like try to like just take this season like step by step, and if you need to sleep more, if your partner needs to step up a little bit more, like have them do that. Like if you're eating a little bit more, like maybe try to like get out and walk some more to like burn off those carbs and sugars, but try not to like beat yourself up about it and know that this is just like a season of life that you're kind of going through. And hopefully, you know, obviously there's more to it. If you're feeling, you know, like really, really sad and you just like have noticed a huge change in your demeanor or your appetite or just like your mood, like maybe then that's when you like need to go talk to somebody. But a lot of the time I feel like it's just a season where you're just kind of, I don't know, relaxing and giving yourself like the time to be a little lazy.
Cozy season.
It's the like cozy season.
Yeah. It's the sweater weather, you know, you're supposed to just stay indoors, be dormant, be a bear.
Yeah.
You know,
it's that. And I like want those hearty meals, like the beef stew and all the chilies with bread. And I'm like,
get your candles out, you know, just have a fire if you have a fireplace.
Oh, I wish we had a fireplace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I turn the fireplace on the TV, the fake one.
Oh yeah, well hey, that works too.
And but we have like a little candle thing that goes in the fireplace. You do, so you can't use the fireplace. But that also you can turn it on and it brings out heat, so then it almost kind of feels like you have a fire going if it's on. It's just
the ambiance that you give yourself. Yeah. But I think going outside, I think sun is a big thing. I mean, like our mom, my gosh, she has to go tanning so she can get her vitamin D.
Well, I mean, it affects I feel like the sun can like really affect your mood. Like if you're just not getting all those like UV rays and all that stuff, like you're just like, blah.
Yeah.
But when in the sun, just like, you just feel like.
Even fresh air though. It's just like that fresh air.
I think
is
that's
like rejuvenating
important for kids too. Like when I get Bo outside, even like on these kind of like
he's
cold,
an outdoors
days,
boy.
He loves being outside. But it's like I notice with him, like, you know, if you got to try to get him outside every day because it helps him sleep better and he's just in a better mood. But some days you're just like, oh my God, I don't have it in me today. It's like a really cloudy day. Can't we just like play inside? And do you want to watch a movie?
Let's get cozy. Yeah, definitely. I mean, so I have always had an issue with like depression and anxiety and things. I mean, since I was like in high school. So I think that plays a part in all of this. I mean, even
just being
before I
able to
was a mom.
differentiate between like
Yeah.
the winter blues and like more serious like mental health.
Yeah. And I think it just sets you up for a little bit more of a struggle
Mhm.
with that. But there's definitely always things that you can do. And I think you have to kind of find your own path, what works for you. I mean,
Do you have any like daily practices that you do that like help like combat like winter blues or just depression in general?
I have to remember not to seclude myself because I like to be alone. I like to, I mean, it is hard with kids and things, but I do have a habit of shutting down. Like right now, I'm in that funk a bit. Like I will kind of, I mean, the kids are pretty self-sufficient right now.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if we don't have a meal planned for the evening or something, you know, like Taylor loves chicken nuggets or chicken tenders or, you know, whatever, those things. She'll make chicken noodle soup or something. Those are all little things that she can make on her own. You know, I will let her do that, and I might go get cozy in bed and watch Netflix or something. Like I have to be careful not to go binge too much because that's where I start spiraling.
Yeah.
And even like this past weekend, like I did that too much. Like I know I let myself do it, but I know I probably shouldn't have. Like there's so much stuff I could have gotten done around the house and things like that. But I'm kind of at this point in a little funk, and I need to push through, make a little bit more of a point to push through and just to get out of the house more, I guess. Like even if it's just
I know
going to
that's
the
huge
store and
for
stuff.
me. Getting out of the house,
Yeah.
like especially like with Bo and like working from home, like I really don't have to leave the house like at all, but I know like him and I both feel better if we do get out and like just run a quick errand or go do this. Like I think that is huge. And like you sometimes like I remember it took me like I had to be like, okay, we have to go somewhere today, especially like him, you know, being a baby and stuff. Like it does take a lot more to get him out, and you're like hopefully like they're okay and they're not going to have like a big poopy diaper or they're going to be crying the whole time, and you just have to
make a million excuses why not
exactly and like you just have to kind of sometimes like there are some days where I have to like push myself to go out and do something, and I always feel better after, but it is like a conscious effort. Like you have to be like, okay, we have to get out today. It's been like 3 days, we haven't gone anywhere, you haven't changed out of your pajamas, like you need to go somewhere.
I mean, wash your hair, put a little makeup on. Like
I know sometimes Brett will be like, when's the last time you showered? And I'm like, excuse me, I am a mother, showering is a privilege, and maybe I just you know don't. I always have this thing where I'm like, okay, I don't want to shower at night because then I can't do my hair. I don't want to do my hair, and I don't want to shower at night and not do it because that's a waste of a shower and doing you know. And so I want to do it during the day, and if I don't get to it during the day, I'm like, oh wait, I'll push it off until tomorrow. I'll do it
the
tomorrow.
Next day.
Something happens, and it doesn't happen, and then there's a time where I just hit my limit, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking a shower, and if I don't do my hair, I don't care. You know, it's just like it's terrible that showering has become like self-care now as a mom. Before it was just like this thing that you did, and now as a mom you're just like looking forward to when you can shower. But those are all things,
and you're making the most of it. You got to make the most of it. Gotta get
it's like
the hair,
that's all, you know, that's a thing too, like just like the daily practice of take a shower, or I mean, I don't wash my hair every day, but just taking a shower every day,
I know.
I should try to do. But you know what? I'm not worried about it. When I, you know, start to smell, I guess that's like a cue.
I know. Yeah, it's simple things. It really is. I mean, I know there's lots of lists and things that stuff you can do, supplements and things that you can do. But honestly, it literally is just remembering that there is life outside of your walls. And
exactly.
I mean, I am just such a introvert anyways that it doesn't help. Like I've got a lot of things that are kind of built against me just the way that I am. And then on top of it, you know, being a mom, I don't know, kind of feeling overworked or over whatever, and then working from home, which I love, but this time
it has its pros and cons for sure.
Sometimes gets the best of me. You know, it just I have to be careful because I can easily spiral. And, DJ is good. Sometimes he'll make a comment or two. He'll see
Right.
when it gets there, or, we might get in a little bit of an argument because I'm in denial.
Right. And I think it's important to
but-
know, like, when you need those moments to yourself to be able to just go to your room and, like, watch a show and stuff. But then you also have to know, like, the boundary of when it's like, okay, I'm using this, like, in an unhealthy way now.
Right.
It's more of, like, I'm just getting into, like, this depression,
Right.
this spiral of I'm on the peak, but it's important to, like, know when it's too much and when it's, like, a healthy amount that you need to. And I think that's something that it's kind of, I mean, I personally, I haven't had to deal with, like, depression, so I can't speak to it, but I could easily see, like, it, there are moments where you just feel like, oh, God, I don't want to get off the couch. Like, I don't want to do this today. And, like, you get into a little funk. And for me, not having to deal with depression and someone like you who has to deal with it, I can see how that can turn into something that you're just like, oh man, like, it's been
a thing.
Right.
Yeah. And, so, like, I really should have pushed myself sooner, but it's like, okay, I've just binge watched since probably beginning of December, maybe mid-December, like 6 seasons of SWAT. I'm like, I think I've probably better stop this. That's a lot of episodes.
I've never watched SWAT. I don't know how many episodes they have or how long they are, but if you
they're
got
an
through
hour
6
long.
seasons, that's pretty significant.
22 episodes or so a piece.
And I feel like, we did take some time off in December.
So,
you kind of take that. But then again, if you needed some time and that's what you do to decompress, like, all for it. But then there's a like you said, there's a point where you're like, I know I need to stop. Well, I'm getting into a hole here.
Start using it as a negative outlet more so,
right.
like a way to hide, and I can't keep doing that. So that's where
are there other
I find
like
myself
indoor activities that you can do to kind of like boost your mental wellness when you are getting like that? Like, what can you do like inside, that helps with that?
Well, I mean, honestly, I need to be more intentional about like hopping on the treadmill or something like that, just getting myself moving. Like, I mean, I have a treadmill, it's right here next to me, and I need to do that more. And I mean, obviously that's got lots of benefits, but I mean, one of the things, like Saturday night, I made, we kind of got dinner going. We did like a little family game night, like just interacting as like a family together, which is, again, more benefits than just what I needed. But it was something that brought us all, together, had some goofiness, just, kept me.
And I'm sure like when you're in that
binging
mental state of just wanting to go to your room and watch TV, like having a family game night can seem like a lot. It can seem like harder to like want to do something like that because you're just like, I just want to go in my room and watch my show, but I should spend time with my family and have a game night. And then when you're in it, you feel great. It's fun.
You're good.
But it took a lot
getting over that hump
to get there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just putting in the effort, and it's not as much effort as you think. You just need to do it. And that's the hard part, is just forcing yourself to do it. But yeah, like I said, I think I've binged enough, and I need to move on to something more productive. But yeah, I mean, I would have said like winter blues before kids was a thing for me, I think, but it was easier because like I could, or DJ and I could like go take a trip somewhere, or we could go do something fun, like that was always,
you can get out
nice.
A little bit easier than when you have kids.
I'm excited this year because we can go. We're going to take a trip to Florida. We'll stay for a week. We're going to do that.
I think that's great. Help. In like March, that month, especially in Michigan, it's like a miserable long month. So when you can go somewhere nice and warm and sunny like Florida, I feel like it just like rejuvenates you for when you get back and you're looking forward to spring on the horizon. Yeah, it's huge. I remember as a teacher, March was the worst month. It was so long. There was so much time in between like winter break and spring break. And it's such a hard month, and it is just crappy. And there's either snow or there's not snow, but it's gloomy and it's cold and you're just like over all the snow, you're over the winter, you're ready for spring. So I just remember that month in particular for me was always hard. So when you had spring break and you were able to go somewhere warm, you're just like, thank God. Like you just immediately when you get there feel so much better.
It's funny how that works too. And
it's the sun,
like the sun,
you know,
it's the
the sun. Like that lack of sunlight affects your mood. No, but it's not around every day, and it's different.
It's not as warm. It's not as close, you know.
Right.
But it's just
those
sunny,
nice winter days are great because you feel like, you know what, let's go outside, or you feel like going
like a dog. I want to lay in the window.
Right. Like just like I want to like go outside for a walk, or if you are able to like go ski or go do like a winter activity, like when it's nice and sunny like that. You just feel more motivated to go do something or to get those errands done or go do this or, I mean, even doing something inside with the sunlight coming in, you feel more motivated to like organize that closet you've been putting off forever or actually just like clean your house or, you know, do whatever. I feel like that for me is a big thing. Like I can let things get on top of me when I don't feel motivated and it's crappy. You just want to like be on the couch or not change out of your pajamas because we work from home or like not shower. You know, it's
laundry.
Just like what laundry.
Like, laundry. Yeah. Like that's like could be
that can pile up
episode.
And it sucks. I know. Just letting laundry pile up is miserable because then you're like, okay, trying to get everything, because I hang a lot of my stuff. So then it's like there's stuff all over the house, like being hung to dry, and you're just like, it's everywhere. And it's like, there's nowhere to put it. I've run out of hangers. Like, what do I do? But, oh God.
Yeah.
Man. Getting just like basic household tasks can really pile up fast, especially with kids. And when you're not feeling motivated to like do them, or it's just really hard because you are like dipping into that seasonal depression. You're just like, oh God, I don't want to do all these dishes. I don't want to do all this laundry. And you just like put it off. And then you're just like
gross,
dreading it even more because it's gotten so bad. And then you're just like, oh God, I don't even want to do it. I don't want to look at it. Like you just like are just putting it out of your mind and walking by it and throwing dishes in the sink. And you're just like, oh dear Lord. Let me get that sunny day so I feel more motivated to do all of these dishes or laundry.
One of the things I used to do, and I haven't done it, haven't done it this year, and I don't think I did it last year, but I would start projects. It's a perfect time to start projects because there really isn't anything to do too much outside. The weather is so iffy, and I mean, we used to go up north and, you know, we'd snowmobile and stuff, but we don't, with kids, we don't really do that anymore. But you know, whether it's, you know, redoing a bathroom, redoing something. Like I said, I haven't done it in a couple of years, but it is something that I always felt was kind of therapeutic because it was not like a task that had to be organized. It was fun.
You were like excited
it was
do it.
A design or creative outlet for me.
Yeah.
And it was a good project, and it didn't have to be expensive. I mean, I always do DIY stuff, but you know, I think the last one was probably my office. So it was just over 2 years ago that I started it. And, you know, we had it painted. I love the peel and stick papers and, you know, just all the different pieces, got a light fixture and just different things like that. But that always kept me occupied, and it's stuff that you don't want to do in the summer because in the summer, you don't want to be outside.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I think with kids, like doing those projects can be hard sometimes. It depends on what age your kids are, because like for me, I would love to like dive into organizing, like our like basement and turn it into like a little workout area and like maybe a little guest room and stuff like that. And I can do that, but I almost feel like I need bread around to do that, and it's almost like I have to do it on weekends because with Bo, I feel like he's 14 months. Like I can't just go in the basement for an uninterrupted amount of time and organize this. It's constant stopping and going. Yeah. So you almost have to pick like not necessarily smaller projects, but maybe I can organize like the pantry today because like he's in there playing. I can organize the pantry, or I can organize this closet because it's easy to like go back and forth to. And, like, he has not been napping for me lately very well. He sleeps for, like, 30 minutes if I'm lucky. So, like, by the time you get started or I get down to the basement and start doing it, it's like he's up again. So, I think if you're in that stage of life, maybe picking smaller projects that you can do that you can go back and forth from at like a moment's notice, or if he's being really great that day and just wants to play by himself over in like the living room, great, I have more uninterrupted time. And then if you do have bigger projects, maybe trying, because like I feel like we haven't done as much on the weekends. Like right now, there's no snow. We can't go snowmobiling. Like we can't really ski with Bo right now. He's too young. So it's like we haven't had as many winter weekends up north. So we do have time on the weekends as like a couple to do bigger projects like that, which I think is also good to kind of help with like that building of a relationship too. You're spending that time together on like a common task that you want to finish. So you're spending time together as a family, like you're getting stuff done that you need to get done. And it's also kind of giving you something to do during those winter months when you're feeling like a little yucky.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think DJ has projects right now. I just don't.
Brett has projects too. It's easier for the guys to go have a project, isn't it? You know, like they can just go and do this project as they please, and we'll be here taking care of the babe.
I mean, I have some projects I want to do, but they're bigger, craftier projects. And right now my projects are work related. So
right. Yeah. That's the other thing too. It's like you don't want to put too much on your plate when you've got other like things in motion with work.
It was
and
easier
stuff
when I didn't have a business, when I was just an employee, I could do things. I mean, I saw all kinds of stuff. It was really fun, but no, but yeah, those things keep you pretty on, I guess.
It keeps your mind somewhere too,
Yeah.
Like,
I
feel like that's good. And then there's always like support groups and different resources that you can find like online and stuff like that. Like I know my sister-in-law, she has like this mom's Facebook group that she's in like for her neighborhood and stuff like that, where they can interact and like if someone has like something going on, they kind of like can put it in there like a neighborhood party or like a potluck or like things like that. So there are like things like that you could seek out. In fact, I was thinking about doing that for like our area here, just to like you can connect with other moms, or kind of like, I know there's like I have like a membership at our zoo, and a couple girls like started a like moms like walking group every like third Thursday of the month or something, and they all meet at the zoo and we'll walk the zoo together, so you can kind of make mom friends and stuff like that.
That's fun. Those are neat things,
that's more of like a summer activity, but I feel like I'm sure there's like a ton of like winter things that they might do, like painting with a twist, if you can go out and do like a mom's
I used to
group
love painting with
something
a twist.
like that. I know, I haven't done that forever. That's a good
remember
winter thing.
What did we do? The
it was a moon or something.
Oh, we did that one for Hayden's birthday. I love you to the moon and back. But remember the one that you and I did? They were
the beer taps. I loved that one. I did such a good job on mine. I was impressed. I was like, oh my God, I had mine hanging. My bar.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
That was fun. That was the first one we ever did. They were like those pull drafts.
Yes, that's what they were.
That was fun. Yeah, that was fun. It's just finding things to do like that. And you know what? I was, if you can have like a girls' night in, like invite your friends over and have everybody bring like a different type of like charcuterie board or a different cocktail or mocktail. Yeah, just like try to be intentional of like with like hanging out with your friends and stuff inside. You don't have to necessarily go anywhere if the weather is bad, but even if you like all met on Zoom and had a little cocktail, if the weather is bad, you can't get together, or have a little girls' night.
Or kids have, I mean, Zoom is
everyone gets sick this time of year too, so it's hard to get together. So if you can't get together in person, like maybe try to do something over Zoom or something like that. You know.
Can put Zoom on the TV. We did it for Thanksgiving.
Oh gosh, I remember during COVID, we used that app. I forget what it's called, but you could play games with your friends on there, like live. Yeah. I can't remember what it was called, but we did that. Like me and my friends did that a few times, just to be able to like get together and play some games, and because we couldn't have our girls' nights. So there are things that you can do even if you can't get together, which is nice. And just having those like connections and conversations with your friends and like not just your family, but being able to like, if you need
social
to like
with
vent
anybody.
about your family to your friends and stuff like that. Like I think that's important in the winter months because you're cooped up more with your family. So things can like be a little stressful, or you can get a little more irritated with each other. So I think having an outlet outside of your family is good.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because I think it's a little bit harder these days that there's so many working from home now that since COVID, I think the winter blues might be a little bit worse because you are you're just
you don't go
together
out as much.
so much more. Yeah, and you don't go out, or you're you think about it more now. Like you're a little bit more
you don't want to get sick,
Mm-hmm.
I want to take Bo to like the library and do those play groups, but I'm so worried that about him getting sick and like bringing it home because I know it's going to happen. You go somewhere and the kids are sick and then everybody's sick, and he's at that age where he's putting everything in his mouth, and I'm more apt to do that kind of stuff in the summer, even though I don't want to be inside, just because I know like he may not get as
germs
sick,
at that point.
So that. Right, for me as a mom right now, that's hard because I want to take him out. I want to have him do stuff like that, but I also don't want him to get sick because there's stuff we have to do, there's things that we have to do or important things, and you're just like, oh God, I don't want to be sick for that.
Well,
or I don't want him to be
I'm
sick.
bad. So the kids, when they were little, we didn't do the public library because we went there once and it was colorful.
What do you mean?
I mean, it was just, there were so many kids there just spewing all kinds of things.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up taking them to Barnes and Noble after that. And that was the library. I mean, we usually got a book.
There, don't they?
They do. They have all kinds of events there.
Stuff. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't buy a book every time, but it was the same idea. Obviously you can't.
You wanted them to be around books and stuff like that.
But I wanted to have the same feeling. It just didn't want them around all of the germs. I mean, even the books you get at the library.
Well,
I mean,
and that's
seriously,
the thing too. Like if you go somewhere like that and like you can't control what other kids are saying or doing, and if you like feel uncomfortable with what's being said or what's being done, and then of course you're not going to take your kid back there. But that's the thing about taking them out. You just don't know. And if you can find a place where you do feel comfortable and you're like not worried about what other kids are like saying or exposing your kid to, then that's great. Just take them there. You don't have to always have them in.
I know.
Like
I always felt bad for that because
I mean, you don't want them hearing things they shouldn't hear or being exposed to things they shouldn't be exposed to. That's the other part of parenting. Like you want to get them out and you want to have them socialize, but at the same time, you want it to be like a safe environment that you feel comfortable with them in,
Yeah, it was, definitely interesting. But that's what we did. And they had a great little Thomas the Train table at that Barnes and Noble, which they cleaned constantly. They had the Lysol wipes that they were always cleaning.
Well, and
I'm like, that's so nice.
I bring wipes too. Like I wipe all of Bo's stuff down, but I can't be at like the little library wiping all the like toys down after someone uses them,
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. When he goes to school, like I know he's gonna get sick. It's just part it's just part of the process. They have to grow their immune system and stuff, but I'm just like, he's just so little now. And I feel like he was born during he was born at the very end of October. COVID. He was born in like the bad months of getting sick and stuff like that. So it's like if you can kind of prevent them from getting sick during those months with RSV and all that stuff, like more power to you. Yeah, but it's just hard.
Yeah, that it is. So, well, hopefully you can take some of those ideas and get some help with the winter blues if you do have them. I mean, not all of them are going to work for you, but there is, I'm sure, something that will help with that. Doesn't necessarily take that all away. Like I said, I think one of the biggest ones is just remembering to socialize. Don't shut yourself off in a room because that is one of the biggest things with me. Like I'll just go off and binge or just, I'm a private person. I mean, I'm an open book, which is funny that I'm a private person, but I'm an open book and then an introvert. So I don't know what I am, but I just, you have to remember to go outside.
Yeah.
There's a world out there.
Find the things that, work for you, like getting out, getting some sunlight, go tanning, go have a game night with your family. Just try to be like cognizant of like those triggers or those things that like, okay, I'm getting into a hole right now. I need to get myself out. What are the things that work for me to like get me out of this funk, and just try to go do those things.
Yep. Try them. See what happens. It's all we can do, but you're definitely not alone. So look for those mom groups too. I really like that idea. I think that's a really good piece of advice, because I've not done that one. So
Facebook or like a community board or like something. Like if you need that, like there are a ton of things out there. So I'm sure that can work for somebody.
All right. Well, we will see you in our next episode. Thanks for joining us today on She's Got It Together. It's been a real journey sharing and laughing with you all.
We hope you're walking away with a smile on your face and a bit more confidence in your step.
Remember, you're not alone in this crazy ride called life. We're all in this together, one day at a time.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and of course, share this podcast with all the incredible women in your life.
Join us next week for more stories, more laughs, and more real talk.
Until then, keep embracing your unique journey, and remember, you've got it together more than you think.